There was a time when recording music meant booking a studio, hiring an engineer, and hoping you could afford enough hours to get something usable today, right? But yeah, today you can make a full-length album in your bedroom with a laptop, an interface, and a vision. Crazy how times change, right? The DIY recording revolution didn't just change how music is made, it changed who gets to make it, which is huge. Today we're diving into how home studios reshaped the sound of modern music, empowered creators, and opened the door to a new era of artistic freedom that no one was ready for. Welcome to Ampyre Sessions, where discovery meets rebellion. It's the show that takes you on a journey through the world of music, the riffs, the legends, the hidden stories, and the lessons that fuel creativity. Here, we break down the craft, the culture, and the chaos of sound, making it raw and unforgettable. Whether you're a musician, a fan, or just hungry for knowledge, Ampyre is your backstage pass to the rebellion of audio. So please, plug in, turn up. This is Ampyre Sessions. I'm your host, Dustin, and today we got an interesting one. I've talked a little bit about it in the past, but I haven't really dug into it. This one I'm kind of excited about because it did change everything about music. It did. Today we're talking about one of the biggest shifts in music history, guys. The rise of DIY recording, okay? Now, probably know what you're thinking. It's like, this isn't that exciting. I'm probably going to change your mind about that here, because this isn't just a story about, gear, or a story about, hard times, which some of it is. It is. But it's a story about access, okay? Where the limitations know bounds now. Creativity. It's a story about culture. It's a story about democratization of music, okay? It's how the tools of production moved from $1 million studio into bedrooms, basements, backpacks, garages, wherever, whenever. I know a dude that does TikToks close to the beach, and he has everything set up for it, and it's amazing. Some of the people that step to the mic are fantastic. Love this dude's content, by the way. If you haven't heard of him, shout out Michael Manelli. Dude is an actual fantastic artist himself, but the people that he does bring up to the mic, some of them will blow you away and you don't even know who they are. But that's how everything's changed, guys. So without further ado, let's get into it, okay? Let's take a look at the old world, guys. The older world when studios were gatekeepers, okay? Basically what that means, your record labels and stuff like that, they were the ones who controlled what you got to hear, when you got to hear it, how you got to hear it, what a person sounds like, etc. I could go through a whole list of what they controlled, which was a lot back then. It was a lot. Now you don't have that. So before the DIY revolution even started, recording was a luxury, okay? Here's why. Number one, studio time was expensive, guys. It was a lot. Bands saved for months, sometimes years, to even afford a few days in a professional studio. It was insane the amount of money it would take to actually record your own music. And number two, engineers were gatekeepers, okay? Hate to say it. Your audio engineers, if you didn't know the right people, you probably didn't get access to the studio. So you got either overbooked or double booked, and you probably weren't getting in. You had to know the right people, which was sad. But yeah, number three, mistakes were costly. Every extra take meant more money. Every rewrite meant more hours, okay? It was not something that you could just on a whim throw out and then be like, hey, I didn't like that, even though you've been there for 5 hours. It's more money. It's costly. Number four, creativity was limited by time, okay? You had to get it right now, not when inspiration struck, which was terrible. But sometimes, even when inspiration did strike, you had those artists that could even take those moments and create something that was absolutely amazing. So, yeah, we'll move on to the last part of it. 5, only a few voices got heard. Labels decided who the studio budgets. Everyone else stayed underground, okay? So the truth about the old way we used to do things in the music industry, old system produced incredible music, but it also shut out entire creators from actually living out their dream. And that's something I did want to point at, okay? By no means am I saying the way music used to be created was terrible. I really do think at the end of the day, it was costly. No one knew how a workaround out of it. And it's just the way it was, Glad we got to hear some of the generation from back then and how they were able to do things at the time and the countless incredible songs that were produced because of it. But there was a lot of downside compared to upside, especially if you're trying to get your name out there. It's crazy. The technology shift, okay? I'm going to talk about that, okay? So tools got cheaper, better frankly, they were everywhere, okay? Revolution didn't happen overnight, guys. It happened piece by piece. Okay. First, you had affordable interfaces. So suddenly anyone could plug a guitar or mic into a computer and boom, you had instantaneous access to music. Okay. 2, DAWs became accessible. Software like GarageBand, Reaper, and later more advanced tools made recording possible for beginners. Okay. I remember as a kid, I used to play on GarageBand a lot. Fantastic tool for beginners. Yeah. Software on top of digital interfaces that you're able to get. So piece by piece, you're collecting your own ways that you can make your own studio, 3 virtual instruments explode. You didn't need a drum room. You needed a plugin. You didn't need a synth. You needed a VST. Okay. Simple things that, one, actually could save you more money than actually buying that instrument yourself and trying to learn it, which made things more accessible. Granted, I still love pure talent. That's why I love metal and rock music, because you actually have to learn the instrument and you have to know how to play it in order to get the result you're looking for, which is fantastic. Compared to, I won't go too in depth because it's not a part of this episode, but compared to other types of genres where you just plug in a drum beat and there's your music and you didn't even make it, you sampled it. To me, man, that's why I love metal and rock music, because you still need to be able to perform and you still needed to be able to learn compared to just pressing a button and going. Move on to 4. Amp sims replace walls of gear. Tube amps become optional. Cam sims replaced mic cables. And tones become more portable. 5 laptops became studios. And still to this day, they are. Your entire creative world could fit in a backpack. So, why does this matter? Okay, the barrier to entry collapsed. Anyone with a passion could create the music, which is fantastic. It's a beautiful thing to see, especially nowadays. It's absolutely cool. I myself am slowly starting to get into making my own music. So this is definitely something why I'm so kind of passionate about the DIY revolution within music industry, because back then, man, it took a lot. It took a lot just to record a song. But yeah, move on to the creative freedom of DIY. So with this revolution, you're probably wondering, it's like, why would you rather have this over going to a studio, So 1, DIY recording didn't just change access, it changed creativity. 1, you had unlimited time. That's fantastic, right? You're not going to a business to do this. You don't have to work around someone else's probably 9 to 5 time frame. Okay. You can experiment for hours, days, weeks. There's no clock ticking. There's no pressure. Okay. Which is the second reasoning why DIY to me is better. You could try weird ideas without worrying about wasting money, which is so true. 3, you have total control. You decide the tone, the arrangement, the mix, the vibe. Okay. And then 4, iteration becomes easy. Record, listen, adjust, repeat. Creativity becomes a loop, not a deadline, guys. Just so huge for so many artists who have perfectionist complexes. It just makes it so much easier to open up the walls and, not have so many barriers to run through. 5, mistakes become discoveries. Some of the coolest tunes come from accidents. But yeah, DIY gives you space to explore them. Okay. DIY recording turned musicians into producers, engineers, and sonic explorers. Okay. We'll move on to the cultural impact. Okay. New genres, new sounds, new voices. When tools became accessible, the culture of the music industry exploded. 1, bedroom pop, intimate, raw, emotional, a whole genre born from home studios. 2, modern metal and djent. In case you don't remember what djent is, sitting at your bands like Tool, things of that nature. Tight, precise, hyper-produced tones possible by digital tools. Lo-fi hip-hop. Imperfection became an aesthetic for hip-hop. 4, indie and experimental scenes, artists who never had access to studios suddenly had full creative freedom. And 5, global voices, artists from anywhere with any background could release music. So you're probably like, why does this matter, Dustin? Why? So, DIY recording didn't just change sound. It changed who gets to shape the sound. Apologize. Still feeling a bit under the weather. I'm trying to make these episodes for you guys. The new skill set. musicians became producers. So today, musicians wear more hats than ever before. Okay. One, you have to be a recording engineer. Mic placement, gain gaining and signal flow. Okay. Two, you have to be a producer. How's your arrangement? What's your tone? What's your emotional direction of your song, your album you're trying to make? Okay. Three, you have to know how to mix. Okay. You have to be a mixer. Forms of EQ, compression, balance, space. Okay. Four, you have to have mastering. Okay. What does your final polish look like? Loudness, clarity. Five, you have to be a tech troubleshooter. Drivers, plugins, updates, the unglamorous side of things that really tick people off, no matter what type of entertainment you're trying to produce. You have to be good at that, especially if you're doing it yourself. But the upside, beyond all of these, artists have more control than ever. They can shape their sound from start to finish and not have anyone else dictate it, which is absolutely great. The future of DIY. So where are we heading? That's where we're at currently right now. Okay. Where are we heading to? The DIY revolution isn't slowing down, guys. It's accelerating rapidly. And I'm going to give you reasons why and the reasons of where we're going. So it has assisted tools. Majority of your software nowadays have those implemented already within it, but that is a heck of a tool to actually creating music. Okay. It can put in a certain spot of a song. Maybe you felt like you were really missing something and instantaneously it knows what to put there. Could be amazing for majority of artists. Mixing, mastering, tone shaping, all are becoming more accessible. Two, cloud collaboration. Artists can create together from anywhere, which is fantastic. Artists can trade samples. It's like, oh, I want that beat, man. I know you created it. Can I sample it? And you guys could switch off on something of what you guys created, which is fantastic. I love seeing that cloud collaborate. Three, mobile production. Phones and tablets are becoming legitimate studios. Absolutely true. I haven't tested it myself, but I know even my audio interface, I could plug it in through an app on my tablet or my phone and do these podcasts through those. Kind of curious to see how it would work in the future. I might do an episode off that just to see what it's like. But yeah, even mobile production is stampering to an all-time high, which is fantastic to see. Just like Michael Manelli. If you haven't seen his TikToks, please go check him out. Fantastic. Very, very, very creative. Very, very talented. Four, hybrid workflows. It's another futuristic thing that we are slowly getting into as well. DIY plus professional studios, the best of both worlds. Okay. I really think the shift in DIY might have pushed professional studio prices down a little bit to where majority of them had to probably close up shop, but there's probably still a few out there that are left, right? And I'm talking professional studios, not going into someone's basement and it smells like stank, someone's been smoking something they shouldn't, but it just, to me, hybrid workflows do make the creative process a lot better because yes, you have no limitations on your creative ability if you're doing it yourself. But I also think working from a professional studio standpoint for artists really help develop structure. Okay. It takes away the distraction, so to speak. Like maybe you can get your inspiration while you're at home doing certain things. I really, 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 really think if you transfer it over to a professional studio at some point during your creative process, keeps you on track. You can put pedal to the metal on this, and then things that you'd normally procrastinate, you're like, hey, I need this done today. I think that's where professional studios, if the price is right, might actually help you out at the end of the day. So hybrid workflows, I love that idea. I didn't even think of that myself. It's fantastic. It's a great way to stay on track. 5, infinite possibilities. The next genre-defying sound might come from a teenager with a laptop. You never know. A DIY recording isn't a trend, guys. It's a new normal. It's something we just need to get normalized and stop judging people that actually do create from their home, from their bedroom. It's a normal thing. Yeah. The DIY recording revolution changed everything, guys. The sound of music, the culture of creation, and the opportunities available to artists. It empowered a generation of musicians to take control of their craft, experiment freely, and share their voices with the whole world. Okay. I want to thank y'all for joining me on this deep dive into the world of home studios, aka DIY studios. But yeah, If you guys are loving this January series, please go on to my website. If you want to rock the rebellion at all, I'd appreciate it if you go to ampyresessions.com/shop, pick up some gear of your own. As you can see, I'm swagged out myself. There's always something bound there for you. Please take a look. Today is the 31st of January. I'm going to throw, let's do some Valentine's exclusives, right? February's right around the corner here. I think starting February 1st. If you just go to my homepage, I'm going to have 3 specific Valentine's things. Perfect for gifts, perfect for sharing with a loved one that might love the show. So please take a listen, take a look. AmpyreSessions.com/shop. Or if you just want to join the Backstage Pass, become a member and join the rebellion yourself, please hit that Backstage Pass and sign up and see if it's something for you. But yeah, you've been listening to Ampyre Sessions for Discovery meets Rebellion, guys. The journey doesn't stop here. Keep exploring, keep the creating, and keep the fire alive. Till next time, stay loud, stay bold, never fade into the noise. This was Ampyre Sessions.